Greetings, gentlemen, ladies. Today we are going to be we're going to be creating a control rig for a Genesis Daz3D Genesis 8 character, or Genesis 9, should work about the same, with Mixamo animations and a Mixamo character. So head on over to Mixamo first off, and let's download a character. Now I hear this character, the crypto character, is a good base template. So go ahead and select crypto here and download him. With skin, that means we want to download him with the skeletal mesh. And the other options are fine as their default. Actually, what did I do? I don't think I downloaded just the character. I think I downloaded the animation. Let's try that one more time. Let's try that one more time. Maybe, it probably doesn't matter either way. Probably doesn't matter either way. It's going to have its skeleton on it anyway, I would say. Let me just then, let's see. What am I doing? What am I doing here? Minimize that. Example. I've already got mine imported, but I just wanted to show you guys what import settings to use here. So let's see here. Character. I'm just going to put mine temporarily into this folder. Import into the game. Here's my character called example. We will want to be not selecting any skeleton. We will want to import the skeleton mesh and import mesh, basically like that, and then click import all. All right, so I'm not actually going to do that. You might get a smoothing error or something. That's fine. I can't remember what the error was, but that's fine. So for the case of let's download one animation here as well, so that we can make sure everything is working fine. Let's see. How about a dance, a little capoeira? That sounds good. So I'm going to download this. We don't need it with skin. We don't need it with the skeletal mesh. That doesn't matter. So I'm just going to go ahead and download that. That's the animation I'm downloading now. And back into wherever we are, I have a little animations folder here for all of my Mixamo animations. I'm just going to go ahead and import this as well, the capoeira dance. There it is, capoeira. Now this time, since we do have our Mixamo character, right? There's my Mixamo character skeleton. We are going to assign the Mixamo character skeleton, basically. And that should be good. Import all. And now if you open up your animation, you should see your Mixamo character dancing. All right, so now we've basically got, now what we have is our Mixamo character skeleton, which we initially imported. That's what we need. We have at least one animation to test with. We also needed that. And now what we're going to want to do is create some control rigs. What we're going to do here is we are going to, let's see which way we should do. What we're going to do here is we're going to look at our Mixamo character skeleton, and basically here's what we're going to do. So right click anywhere in your, I'm actually going to go into my root folder here. That'll be a little more organized, and create an animation, control rig. No, sorry, not control rig. Animations IK rig. And I'm going to use my Mixamo skeleton. So this is the IK rig Mixamo. I'm going to call that the Mixamo source skeleton, which we will be copying animations from to our receiving character, which will be our Daz character. Now, from my Daz plugins folder, you will have a Daz2 Unreal content. So this is, if you don't see this, by the way, make sure that you've chosen to show plugin content in your content browser. And from there, in your content browser, like I say, in the plugins section, you will see the Daz2 Unreal content, and from here you will see the where is it? Retarget, and then from here you will see the Genesis 8 IK rig. Now, technically, we don't even need to make a copy of this. It is what it is, the way it should be, needs to be. If there's any sort of tweaking we need to do to anything, it might be good to have a copy of it. So I'm just going to have a copy of it. This is what I've been doing. GKA IREG target, let's say for Mixamo. Test, okay. Target for Mixamo. So this, I can now use my Daz character. I'm assuming you have at least your Daz character. If you don't, I have other tutorials for that. So there's my Daz character. And basically what I have here are an IK retargeting set of bones and chains, whatever this stuff is all called. This is what we're going to need to set up in our Mixamo character. So let's see. Here's my my Mixamo source character, which has no chains yet. So basically what we're going to want to do here is we're going to want to take a look at our source character, our Daz model, our Daz rig, which, like I say, came with the plugin. And this is going to be a kind of this is going to be a long video, guys. You can do this with me. You can fast forward to the end, whatever, but I'm going to be doing this myself as I show you guys what to do. So the first thing we're going to want to do is set a retarget root. That will probably be the hip or spine. We can always change this later if it doesn't work. But I'm thinking this is maybe going to be the hip. So I'm going to set that as my retarget root. If it's not, I can change that later and fix it later. So I'll start that. I think it's either the hip or the root. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll try that one. Maybe we'll use the hips as the retarget root. Like I say, we can change that later if it doesn't work. Next up, we will basically what we need to do is we need to create the root bone. In this case, it's all the way at the bottom. I'm going to do this first. I guess it doesn't really matter what order. You know what? Let's take it from the top. We will just copy from the top and work our way down. So what we can do here is we can see, sort of laggy, sorry. We can see basically by selecting each of these sections what collection of bones these particular parts belong to. So the spine is the first part. In this case, it's from abdomen lower to chest upper. So if we look over here, we can maybe click one of those bones, and we can see that's where abdomen lower starts, right there. And it goes all the way to chest upper, which is right here, chest upper. So it's basically that to that, right? So what's our Mixamo version of that? I believe it's something like spine 1, sorry, what does that say? Spine 1, spine 3. All right, so that will be our Mixamo version. I think that's the neck, yeah. So basically that's our first chain right there that basically collaborates. So what we want to do is we want to match the naming here. So if this is capital S-P-I-N-E, capital spine, what we're going to do in our Daz character, we're going to select those bones, right-click, new retarget chain from select bones. This one's already named spine. I guess that's because that's the root bone, so that's fine. Click OK. No goal. And now we have our first bit set up. So now, like I say, this is going to be a bit of a longer video, guys. So we got to go through everything here. Okay, left arm is the next one. And like I say, if you want to see what the left arm actually is, you can just click that to highlight it. And for some reason mine isn't highlighting. There we go. I just needed to deselect some stuff on the screen. Alright, so basically there's the left arm, which goes all the way to the left hand. And if you get these wrong, it might be necessary to adjust some things at the end. If you get the bones wrong, you can always adjust the start and the end bone later. So it's not too big a deal. You'll see if things are broken. We'll see together, because actually this is my first time doing a Mixamo character, and this is like my second or third rig ever. So hopefully this works. If it doesn't work, you won't be watching this video. If it did work, then don't worry, I won't upload this video if it doesn't work. Let's just say. Anyway, left shoulder is not actually what we want. We want to start with left. See the clavicle there, the shoulder is a separate piece. I know from doing a Daz character before. So I'm going to go left forearm all the way to left hand. All right, so that's going to be our next one. New retarget. Left arm, yeah, that's correct. Left arm is left arm. No goal. It's convenient that these seem to have all the right names. And like I said, I like to go in order from one to the next. It's easier to find all the stuff later. So left leg is next. It's easy actually if you, and by the way, if you don't see your character's bones, go ahead to character, bones, show, and then you kind of hierarchy, and you can also select the size of your bones. If they're too big or too small, you can go and change that right in there. So I like to actually click on the model where the bone is, then it can see where it is on the chain over here, and then I know I'm going to go all the way to, in this case, I believe I'm going to go to the left toe base. Oops, and then sometimes that happens, so left toe base. Because if I look at my Genesis character, it goes all the way to the left toe, right toe. And if you can look, like I say, this one's a little bit too big. You can't really see the bones. There we go. Make those a bit smaller. But then you can see right there is the left toe on this character, which is basically what we're matching up. So on this character, the left toe is, yeah, basically that little one right there. And like I say, if these are wrong, if you get these wrong and they're not the right ones, we can always adjust these later, so it should be okay. Anyway, let's power through these. Left leg is good. No goal. Next up we have the right leg. Right leg. Right leg was easy to find. It's just right there. Toe base. And the toe end, I don't know. Maybe I need to go to toe end. I'm not sure. But I don't think so. I think we go to the right toe. So there's the right leg. No goal. Got no goals, man. Just got no goals. I've got the right arm. I don't know why it's probably going slow because I have my game open. Sometimes my video card doesn't like more than one thing to be running for some reason, even though it's like a really expensive, nice video card. That makes sense to me. I feel like my less expensive one worked better, but I forget which one I have now. It was probably only expensive because it was all inflated by crypto prices anyway. Right arm to right hand is the next one we're going to do. Right arm to right hand. I know this because I've been working on the Genesis character for quite a while. I know it goes to the right hand, and so I don't need to reference it. But if you were doing this with the character and not following along, you would probably want to check and reference what bones are the right names and stuff. Make sure you got the right thing. I think that what we're doing there is the left clavicle. All right, so left clavicle. And in this case, it's called left shoulder. But this time, it's trying to call itself left arm. So we want to make sure we call that left clavicle. No goal. Right clavicle. And that is just going to be the right clavicle right here, right shoulder bone. New retarget. Right clavicle. No goal. Every now and then, not a bad idea to drop down a save. And there's the head, which is next. And the head goes all the way up to from neck lower to head. So like I said, you can always click and see where that goes. So in this case, the head is going to be basically the neck to the head, perhaps to the top of the head. Maybe? I don't know. See, that's one I'm not too sure about. I feel like in this case there's only 2 bones, neck lower to head. And it doesn't matter, by the way, if sometimes the bones mismatch. You're looking for the beginning and the end of the chain. And like I say, if you need to adjust later in the end to figure out the right matching of targets and stuff, we can always tweak that later. So, and I'm going to actually ignore head top this time. And if it doesn't work, I'll come back and try the other way around. But for now, we'll do that. Now the left pinky, right pinky. Now we got to do all the fingers. The first time I did this, I was looking so carefully at everything. But now that I've been basically doing just this for like a whole day, I'm starting to get pretty comfortable with it. And that is really just the nature of repetition, isn't it? To internalize all these things so that you're not worried about exactly how stuff works and accidentally breaking, worried about breaking stuff or doing it wrong, and yeah, all that sort of stuff. It's like, yeah, it's part of the process of mastery, which I am certainly not. Wish I could make my bones a different color. They're kind of hard to see. Probably I can, but I don't know how. Anyway, left pinky actually goes all the way to, see, there's the thing. Left pinky 1, in this case, goes all the way to left pinky 4. So that's 4 bones, but in the Genesis model, it's only 3 bones. So I'm going to just, that's okay. It should be fine if I just select the entire chain there, and that will be left pinky. And next we'll do left ring. And I find the fingers are easiest. Just look on the left, and you just look for your chain. Left ring, no goal, and oh yeah, right. Left middle, left middle, left to middle, no goal. Left index. Left index, and then we'll do left thumb, left thumb, there's a certain, I think, gluttony for punishment that a human being requires in order to want to be a game developer. I mean, this is kind of painful work, and this is not even the worst of it. It's when this doesn't work that it really starts to hurt. So I think you got to be a bit of a glutton for punishment to be a game dev. All right, what's next? On to the right pinky. Okay, that stands to reason. So I'm actually, like I say, the nice easy way to find the bone chain instead of scrolling around through the hierarchy, I like to just zoom over to the model, click on one of the bones, it jumps me to the point, and then I can just select it like that. Just a little shortcut that I found for navigating around instead of like scrolling up and down. No goal. And next up, right ring. Right ring. Right ring. Over the last 2 years of learning game dev, I think I've been learning game dev for like, I don't know, maybe like 8 months on and off, because I keep quitting and then finding myself drawn back to it, and quitting and finding myself drawn back. I've probably done that like 30 times now, where I've absolutely had it, decided this is just too tedious, too much trouble, too many bugs, too many errors. And then I'm like, I just want to do some more of it. It's weird. It's a weird, like I say, a gluttony for punishment, and those little endorphin releases when you finally get something to work after banging your head against the desk for like 2 days or 3 days or whatever. Anyway, right middle. Let's focus on the job at hand, right? Right middle. Right middle. There we go. Right middle. No goal, and right index, and right index, No goal, no goal. Right thumb. Right thumb. I can say though that after a couple days of mucking around with retargeting and stuff, it's starting to make sense. It's all starting to make sense. And that's a nice feeling when something that was so confusing and something you just want to avoid at all costs because you have no idea what to do and where to start suddenly starts to make sense. Now, it looks like these are all the IK bones here. These are for something. Yes, for something. It does not look like the Mixamo model has any of these IK bones. So basically, I think the only thing we're missing perhaps is the root bone. I'm not entirely sure how to handle this. So because there is no root bone per se, I guess maybe the hips will be the root bone. That's what I'm going to try. I'm going to try that as the root bone. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. Now we're going to see if this actually works. All right. So let's see. So I've got my little toolbox here, and I've got my various retargeters. So the goal really is to create like retargeters for all of the different types of animation you might be using in your project. The UE4 stuff, the UE5 stuff, you know, whatever sort of routine, you know, Mixamo animations, whatever. So right now I'm doing the Mixamo to Genesis 8, whatever your your main character is that you want to be using. And I'm going to go ahead and create an animation IK rig retargeter. Different than the rig, this is the retargeter part. Excuse me. So my source rig is going to be the Mixamo source rig that I created. This is the Mixamo character skeleton that we just finished doing. So that's going to be the source rig. Let me just see what my naming convention is. Retargeter, right? That's what I've been calling it. Retargeter from Mixamo to Genesis 8. There you go. All right, so I'm going to open that up, and that is now already using my Mixamo character. And now I'm going to want to put this to my Genesis 8. Now you could use the if you didn't create a copy of your Genesis 8 plugin rig, you could just use that one. That one's right from the Daz2 Unreal plugin. I created a copy just in case I want to adjust anything about it, so I don't screw up the original. So I'm going to grab that. Now initially, mine's kind of right on top of the things. That's okay. I can actually, there's the source offset. I'm going to move the target offset a bit. Doesn't really matter. This is just for comparison your own reference point. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change my skeleton's bones down to a nice sensible size so I can actually see the bones. All right, so the next thing I'm going to want to do is the Genesis character tends to... See, here's the thing. Here's the capoeira dance, right? There's some issues there. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go and create a new default new pose. Create new. Doesn't matter. This is basically going to be the pose we use. Now, with this selected, see, here's the source, here's the target. We want to make sure we're on the target. The target is our Genesis model that we're moving over to. Go ahead with our pose thing and click on edit mode. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click on the root bone, or where is it? The root bone that selects all the other bones. I think that should be it. Yeah, so that's got everything highlighted by the looks of it. And now when you turn, you should see all the bones turn. Now basically rotate it 90 degrees so it's facing the same way as our source. That is all we are doing here, is we're dictating the starting point so that the animations match 90 degrees exactly. And that actually, you know what? I see that the Mixamo character is actually in a T pose there. So that could be something that we also need to match up. I'm actually going to go ahead and do that right now. So basically, I'm going to put that at minus 45. I'm going to put this at 45 degrees. Now we're basically setting the starting point, right? If there's any sort of weirdness in the animation, it's often, and not always, but usually because of the starting point. Now it doesn't matter. This is just, like I said, you could put them like that. It's all fine when it comes to retargeting your animations, but after you've done that, click done on your edit mode. Now you're out of edit mode, and now we're going to try an animation and see if that works. See if that works, see if there's any problems. I mean, that seems pretty good. Let's try, actually I don't have any other good animations for this, but it seems almost like it's working. Now, here's what you can do. Set your speed to 0.1, right? And I'm going to actually take the bones off for the moment and kind of look around and see. Like, does everything look like it's in the right place, right? Do the hands look like they're in the right place? Do the feet seem to be doing the same thing? And you can kind of see that if you slow stuff down, right? And to me, I feel like that's actually pretty good. Oh, uh-oh, we got a foot problem. Or do we? Do we have a foot problem? We might have a foot problem. That foot seems to be going below the ground. That foot seems to be staying where it's supposed to be. So did I make a mistake, maybe, in my targeting of that chain? Maybe. Let's speed that up a little bit more so we can see it happen again. Yeah, something's weird about that foot. Something's weird about that foot. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at our Mixamo target. So that would be the right leg. Did we do the right leg? Yeah, we did. Did we do? Yeah, there's the right leg. So there's the right leg. Left upper leg, right leg. There it is. So you see what I didn't do? I was, and that's actually a good thing. I'm glad that came up, because if you guys get anything wrong, just know you can come back and adjust that position a bit, or adjust the start and the end bones of the chain. It's creating chains. Let's take a look at and see if that actually worked first. I think it will have, but yeah. Now you can see those are firing correctly. And the one weird thing that I don't know how to solve, if anybody knows how to solve this in the comments, let me know. It seems like I'm not quite sure how to get that foot positioning quite right. Maybe that's a IK foot position thing, but it seems like that little IK box, or that goal box, is not not quite allowing the feet to touch the ground. And I'm not, this has been the thing not just for Mixamo but for all of my retargeting thing. Now this I don't think has anything to do quite with what we're doing. This is something else going on that I haven't been able to quite solve. If anybody knows what's going on with that, I would love to hear from you in the comments. But otherwise, it's a very small detail that will probably not be noticed by many, and I dare say your model will be workable. And hopefully, as soon as I figure out how to fix this, I'll post a little video on how to fix this weird foot IK thing, but I'm not sure yet. Anyway, hope you guys have found this video helpful. Am I missing anything? No, I don't think so. But basically now that you've got these, so what do you do? You might be asking, what do you do with this? Like, how do you create your Mixamo animations now, right? Let's finish it off, just so in case you guys don't know that. So I've got my Mixamo here, and I got my capoeira animation here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to retarget that using the fancy new Mixamo retargeter that we made, right? From Mixamo character to source character, retarget. And now our character, is very naked and very ready to go.